course, I bump into the fucking chair on the way over. Look, I'm here with the infamous, the famous, the gorgeous, the motherfucking that nigga from the motherfucking Trigger. Huh? Low Love.
What's up?
And I'm a low rider, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? Let them find out. Cheers, Lo. Thank you. This is for you being here with me. Thank you so
for
much.
inviting me.
So I like to be honest. We was on Facebook and we both saw Sinners and we was like, we need to talk about this shit. And I was like, well, can we talk about it together? And here we are.
Straight like that.
Straight like that.
So look, let me put the fan down. So first takeaway for me was I felt like if you are a devout Christian, it's gonna piss you off a little bit. It's gonna piss you off.
Highly.
Yes. And you know, thankfully for me, I'm at a space in my spiritual journey where I'm thankful for growing up in Christianity.
Okay.
But I'm more in tune with the world, the universe, him, source,
okay,
you know, the most high ancestors. I'm more tapped into the spiritual side of things as opposed to the religious side. Okay. So for me, this movie was like confirmation
of where you stand,
of where I stand.
Gotcha.
And also it felt like an activation. I don't know, like, and I know it was probably Ryan Coogler's intention because he's very intentional with every single thing that he does. Yep. Especially the scene where they were playing the music and going through all the different times and genres and black music. Yeah, decades. That part, for some reason, because music is an activator, and like, you know, that's the story of Sammy. He's activating the vampires and bringing them in.
Yep.
So it activated me. Seriously, like I was so wrapped up into the sound and the beauty of our people and seeing us being loved and admired in that way that I literally just sat back and was like, wow. That scene alone was enough to give it a 10 out of 10.
I agree, and I share the same sort of reaction. Wasn't expecting it at all, so it just caught me off. Like at this point, I forgot the movie was even about fucking vampires. You know what I mean?
That part.
So I'm just sold and locked in on the cinematography. And then, Lord behold, here comes Mr. Coogler, goddamn, doing this Mr. Coogler shit and turning the fuck up and just showing us a ballet. I mean, it was like watching a fucking Juilliard performance.
I was about to say, it felt like watching a ballet.
Yeah.
It really did feel like watching a ballet, but a musical ballet.
Exactly.
And then
even the angles, like the way they shot it with the dance movements. Exactly.
But also too, because I have a background in dance. I was a professional dancer most of my time. Well, you know, we both watched the band too.
Yeah. But I didn't know you was a professional dancer.
I was, yes. I was an actual paid dancer at one point too. So
the shit you don't know, y'all.
I have a trained eye, and what I was watching, they went to the African moves where they have the little outfits on, the straw outfits, and the feet are moving. Thinking about that, how that turned into juking, and thinking about how all this stuff turned into breakdancing, and twerking came from the motherland. That was a way for women to reclaim their bodies, reclaim their sexuality from men. You know, just shaking it a little bit. You know, I'm a devout twerker. So, but it was just so beautiful to watch how he accurately portrayed each decade and going all the way back to the motherland and showing how that is connected to who we are now. Beautiful.
I need your opinion on the scene because there's one scene in this movie not only legitimately teared me up, but it really made me think about, like, damn, these folk who enslaved us and segregated us and treated us like shit for years and years and years really want us to just move on and forget. And here's the scene that made me think about that. It was 3 characters in the car. This is before the night even started. It was I want to say, it was a Smoke or was it
I can't tell you which is which.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So it was Michael B. Jordan.
Right, it's Michael B. Jordan.
It was Michael B. Jordan. It was Sammy, the guy that sings. And then it was the drunk. What's this actor's real name? We know his name. I'm gonna put him up on the y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, bruh from Crooklyn, literally.
Yes.
They were in the car and he was telling a story about when they had got a paid gig and they got the money, and then his homeboy had took the money, bought a train ticket to go travel. And the way I don't nerd it out and went behind the scenes and been looking at interviews. That scene was taken out of the original cut.
Oh, really?
And then he pulled Ryan Coogler to the side at the premiere just for the actors though. And he pulled him to the side and was like, hey man, we got to put that scene back in there and here's why. And he said Ryan Coogler agreed with him and they put the scene back in there. I'm
glad they did.
And all of that was low-key just him like kind of going off of the top too. Like it was written, but the way he told the story and verbatim was just the actors portraying him really tapping into that character. But when he said they strung him up and hung him right there at the train station, and then the last thing he said was that they cut off his manhood. When I tell you, y'all went to go see a scary movie, that to me was the only scary part of that movie. I jumped in my seat and squirmed.
I'm gonna tell you, when I saw that scene, it hit me in my heart.
Yeah.
It really hit me in my heart because knowing so much about our history and knowing about, it made me think about Emmett Till. Definitely made me think about him and the Freedom Riders and stuff like that. Like, you out here trying to do right. The young man was working his ass off for that moment, and it got stolen from him along with his life, along with the little bit of money that he worked his ass off for.
Yep.
Because he was black.
Because he was black.
That hit me so hard. It pisses you off, all over again.
You know it do.
For your people. But at the same time, don't ever forget. They could go back to that quickly. As we see the state of the country is in right now. I ain't going into it.
Okay.
But it's that simple.
It's the reason Ryan put this movie out, y'all.
Okay.
Shit was deep in his heart. So, but we can sit here and we can really preach to y'all and make y'all feel bad about some of the shit y'all been doing. Y'all know who I'm talking to. Y'all my people too, but let's be real.
I did my ancestry and they my people too. So
I mean, they clearly, baby,
I'm see-through, so we know that Massa was in the slave quarters a little too much.
You see what his great-grandmamas and was like, ooh. Hey, son.
Jesus, take the wheel. Look, that's why I locked my hair. I was like, at least now people know I'm black.
She got some type of nigga in her.
She's something in there.
But so your boy Michael B. Jordan.
Okay, impressed.
Right? And a lot of people give him, he do the same role, or he not that great of an actor, yada, fucking yada.
Nope. Now, let me say, I would say Michael B. Jordan in Black Panther was amateur compared to what he does now. And I think a lot of that too has to do with Creed, because him working with Ryan Coogler so much and them getting into a flow with each other. Jordan Peele said Daniel Kaluuya is the Martin Scorsese and Robert De Niro. So he was like, Daniel Kaluuya is the Robert De Niro to my Scorsese. That's what he said about Jordan Peele said that about Daniel Kaluuya. So I feel like Ryan Coogler has that with Michael B. Jordan.
For sure.
With them having that relationship, it definitely shows on camera because he knows how to capture Michael and Michael knows how to deliver to him. Yep. He did those two roles so damn seamlessly.
Chef's kiss, Michael.
Oh my. As the kids say, clock it. No nose. I was not expecting that.
Me either.
I wasn't. I was turned on. I was intrigued.
I mean, that's the intention.
Yeah. It was hot. Haley Steinfeld.
Woo. She get her flowers too. A lot of actors and actresses in this movie well overdoing their flowers. You cannot deny it no more.
She shocked me. When she came on screen, I didn't even recognize her.
Me either.
I didn't. I was like, what? And then she was like, you stuck your tongue.
Like she's in Hawkeye. She is Clint's daughter. Well, friend or whatever.
She was in Pitch Perfect. That's what I think about. The whole cast, for real. I could go down the list. Mama, the hoodoo queen, the priestess that was holding down Smoke. I love everything about that woman. First of all, I've been loving her since Lovecraft Country.
Yes.
And she holds it down for the BBWs. Cause that's a sexy ass one.
Y'all who know me, I like my woman petite. Nothing against no woman. I like petite women, but I was looking at her like, God damn. And then in that scene when she told us, she's like, your body ain't forget. I was like,
child, when she said that, I was like, oh, she about to snatch his soul.
Like, my body wanna not forget too.
Like, what you gotta do?
I already knew. She didn't do. She just touched him. He was like, yeah, bend over. I need that.
Period.
Raw. Right there.
Right now.
In the bond.
Period.
Then put a spell on her, protect whatever the fuck.
Right. See, damn. But that's how us black queens do. We protect our men. If we with you, it don't matter where you go, because we understand that soul ties are very real. If you want to be a nerd about it, it's the same thing as quantum entanglement, but we can get into that conversation another day.
Look that up, y'all, for real. That is a thing.
It is a thing. By her being tied to his soul, she understands that what happens to him will affect her in some type of way. Yep. Because I know his faith isn't strong. Mine has to be very strong enough for the both of us, and carry this with you so that I'm always with you. That is how you protect your man. That is how you love your man. Yes, he strayed away for however many years.
10 or 7,
something like that. Yeah,
7 or 10.
And when he came back home, she was pissed.
But
that was her man.
The fact I know, and I called it too. I was like, "That's some goddamn player shit right there, Michael." She said, "You still got the thing I gave you?" My nigga just unbuttoned his shirt. Like, what you mean? Every day.
Basement was flooded when she saw it. I already know.
She knew right then and there. Like, oh, okay.
You know how grandmamas, if you grew up in the church, they be like, "Ain't nothing like a praying grandmama. Ain't nothing like a praying wife."
Jesus Christ.
In your corner. I'm that person for my friends too. Be that person for everybody that's important to you in your life.
Yes.
They may not believe, but you believe, and you send that little shoo over there to them. I give all my friends an evil eye bracelet. This is mine that I never take off. But
what are those like?
It protects from its eyeballs.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It wards off bad energy and evil spirits.
Hold your wrist up for the that might be still shot.
Like I said, I'm very heavy into that. Like, I meditate every day. I have an oracle deck at home. It's not tarot where you have like a high priestess and all that. It's literally a message from spirit. Mine is called postcards from spirit. And so I'll pick it up and I'll just kind of say, like, if I need clarity on something, be like, what is it you want me to know today? And I'll flip that card over and it's always exactly what I need to hear. Because I see you got your crystals.
Man,
was that amethyst?
Yes, ma'am. Y'all know I keep the crystal on me. Gotta keep my energy balanced.
Period.
Gotta stay protected.
Period. So now you know y'all talking to the right people, cause we know.
I didn't want to butt in when you were saying it, but I too am on the spiritual. On paper, I'm a Christian. That's gonna make mama. That's for you. That's how I was raised.
Amen.
But I do just believe higher power. Don't know if the name was Jesus. Don't know if it's God. Whatever the case may be. It's something up there that's greater than me. I honestly think it's a woman, but I know in the Bible we call it him. I mean, just because creation of life.
I was about to shake ass on
you know what I mean? I do think the higher power is a woman, y'all. Just because that's a creator.
I believe the same thing, and it ain't even no misogynistic. Not misogynistic. That's not what I was trying to say. It ain't
Feminist?
even. Thank you. It ain't even on no feminist type things. It's like we are the creators of life.
Yeah.
So even if it's not a woman, it is a feminine energy, a feminine divine energy.
Agreed.
And I, as a mother myself, because I know your whole thing is I ain't got kids. Well, I do. And it's beautiful to think that there is something divine up there looking out for all of us that has somewhat of a plan for us.
Yes.
We just choose which path we take.
Yep.
And in this movie, it shows that the dichotomy between Christianity and being spiritual is more than just singing a song and then you're going to have eternal life. That's where the vampire part comes in.
Yep.
Also, there's no such thing as vampires, but there is a such thing as energy vampires. Energy vampires are people that literally come into your life just to take from you. I don't even know if you heard about hoodoo down in New Orleans. People will come up to you and ask you, can they rub elbows with you? And they say, do not rub elbows with them because you're destiny swapping. People can come up to you and see that you have a light about you, you have a bright future ahead, and they just want to. That's where rubbing elbows came from.
That's interesting.
Okay. It's a spiritual thing. So, yeah, you have to be protected. You have to pay attention to all these things, and you need to know these things going into watching this movie, honestly, so that you can have an open mind and understand that this is something bigger than Christianity versus spirituality. It's about what are you doing to protect your spirit. Also,
cook.
I'm a little nerd. I'm sorry.
Let her cook.
But let's go into the history of it. The hoodoo and voodoo, originated in Africa. That's why it is so important for black people and the African diaspora to understand the importance of hoodoo and voodoo, even if you don't practice it, because that is what our ancestors practiced. In our brains, we create our own reality, but also we have to stay connected to the spirit world.
Yes.
We lost our connection to the spirit world when we were brought over here in slavery, took away our native language, forced their religion upon us, and told us that this is what we're supposed to believe and this is what we're supposed to practice. And that's why in the movie, when they're talking about when you die and they kill you as a vampire, your soul is lost in there. You can't connect to your ancestors because our ancestors didn't believe that.
So let me ask you, this is another question that came up in my friend group. The moment when Michael B's lover, the girl from Lovecraft Country, was killed, she had gotten bit and Michael B had to commit to his promise to end it. Based on what you just said, why do you think the vampires were so distraught and so angry when he unalived her before she could turn?
Because she was a powerful, very divine human being.
They wanted that shit.
They saw her power, and they knew that if they could convert her, that power could be their power. They wanted to take her power. So again, energy vampires, they want your energy. They want your power.
I was hoping you tied it back in today. I got you.
I got you.
That.
See, we gonna have to do a lot of reviews.
I'm telling you.
But yes, but that's where all that ties in. Exactly. I know you know. But that's where it all ties in, and I just want people to understand that when you are going into other religions, because I've religion dab, just to know, I haven't practiced anything other than Christianity, but I, learned, educated myself on different religions just to see what does everybody believe. Okay. And so for me, the one that resonated the most with me last year, I celebrated Kwanzaa for the first time. I wept. I kid you not, because the first day, the word is umoja, which means unity. And so when I lit the candle and I just, quieted my spirit and I said umoja, I felt my ancestors for the first time. I kid you not. I felt them for the first time. And I was like, oh, it's our language. I've been sitting here praying, not even using the language of our ancestors. And I'm not saying I sat there and just learned Swahili or anything like that.
But just tapping into it a little bit.
Tap into it a little bit. And so Kwanzaa, each day, there's a different word that you say and you practice. Okay. And every day when I say I felt my connection getting stronger and stronger, and I felt more and more enlightened, I felt so connected. And I didn't even know that Kwanzaa was made specifically for African Americans.
So I knew that. I didn't know that there was another language being spoken during any type of rituals or celebrations. So that's interesting. It really does tie back into the fact that the first statement she said was a lot of Christians are going to be upset with this movie. And in the movie, they throw little hints at it and they talk about it, and even the vampire being Irish is a deeper thing that we can touch on in a second. But the point I want to make is that everything that was taught to us once we were enslaved, once we were brought here, stolen here, sold here, whatever the case may be, these are your ancestors. They use an entire religion to justify everything that was being done to a group of people. And the fact that is now being looked at as something that should be forgotten or forgiven or just overlooked is just absurd. And I really love producers like Ryan Coogler who dare to take that leap and remind you of what's going on, and then to do it in such an entertaining way. I mean, this movie is a master's class,
and it's beautiful to watch.
It's entertaining.
It's beautiful to watch. The acting is good, and then all the little nuggets. It feels like a Kendrick Lamar movie. Ryan Coogler is the Kendrick Lamar of Hollywood. Okay, not only because he West Coast and he got a West Coast accent when he be talking. I love it.
Our movie Sinners.
Yeah. Don't get me started.
I mean, I don't watch everything. I love Ryan. I follow him everything now. Like, I'm a fan, brother. I'm a fan.
I just want people to open their minds. Open your mind. You can be a Christian and have an open mind.
Open it. Shout out to my guy, Greg Morris. He's my mentor. He told me something years ago, and it stuck with me, and she just made me think about it. There's power in knowledge, and there's also power in ignorance. Because an ignorant person, a person with knowledge can control that ignorant person if they know how to tap in and just say the right thing. And a person with knowledge cannot be controlled by another person with knowledge or an ignorant person. So you choose which type of power you like to have. I prefer to be on the side of knowledge. Pretty sure Low Love right here does as well.
That part.
You see where we are right now? This is what this movie does for you. So just the review, just to get this out the way, 13 out of 10, 20 out of 10,
okay, 20,
100 out of 10,
1,000.
Yeah, pick a number out of 10.
Infinity.
Anything that's not below 10 is that out of 10. Yeah.
That, for real.
Go see it.
Please go watch it.
Multiple times.
You are of the African diaspora. Please go watch it. And I just got to throw this out there real quick because I am 1% Native American. So shout out to my people. The Native Americans at the beginning,
they tried.
But they was like, hey, is somebody in there that ain't what you think it is?
He said, I hope to God you didn't let him in your house.
And then they was like, you know what?
He said, all right,
your problem now.
I mean, he looked at he gave her a last little chance. Like,
are you sure?
Like, look, I know you white. I know. Look, why would I be here? Y'all, it ain't nothing good here. I'm trying to help.
Right.
It's a bigger problem.
Why would I want to help
Why
y'all?
would I want exactly? Like,
and they I
would have looked and be like, you know what?
Right.
That motherfucker might be telling the truth, but then she fucked around and found out. Then.
So shout out to the Native Americans because they.
Shout out to the Native Americans. Shout out to the Chinese people.
Yo, I forgot. It was a history
just go
lesson in
back,
there for that
just
too.
go back, just find out the relationship between. This is all after slavery, like
Yeah.
post-slavery,
Yeah.
right when segregation was still. It's still. That's why I say them still working, like doing the quota shit. All of that is so real. You don't even know. Think about it. You were just a slave. You don't really know too much.
Yeah.
So now they go do like the prison system. We give you 25 cents, or back then it was probably like we'll give you a loaf of bread or some shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Meat and quota. Like,
It was deep.
do your research, y'all.
Facts.
It is a sin to not see sinners.
People, we need to pay for them.
We do.
Okay, don't
Put
be out here.
$40 to the side.
No piracy on this one.
And support our people.
Support
Same
our
way you want to
people.
support in your fucking $50 t-shirt. Or your goddamn $40 plate of goddamn chicken wings.
I'm trying to tell you.
Come on.
Watch this movie.
Or your $300 nails.
Will you
that
stop?
Go watch the movie, goddamn it, and pay for it.
Follow me at Low Love Laughs on all platforms.
It'll be like right here somewhere.
Right.
Please follow her.
I do comedic celebrity skits. I have a degree in journalism, so I'm a huge journalism nerd, but I like to make it as funny as possible. I do impersonations. You know, I could have brought Cat Williams out here today to do this interview, but I chose not to.
I've never heard the impersonation. Besides Britney Spears, you be fucking Britney Spears up.
I do reactions to trailers now.
They're funny too. They're different than what you used to too. Check it out.
And I'm a certified goofball, so when you come on my page, it's a good time. Oh, and I'm a baddie, so I give you some little outfit
There you go, fellas.
tips and tricks.
I think she's. Can I say that?
I am single.
She's single.
Period. Bye.
Holla at your boy. And cut. We keep this in there too.
Yes. This is lit.
That was good.
Yeah, we gotta do more of these.